So today I want to talk about Rocky. There's Rocky. And I want to tell you guys how I met him and how I got him and how everything changed for me. Because if you follow me on Instagram, then you probably already know that. Like I stated probably a few times that I love this stuff so much. But it wasn't always like that. When we first got him, and this is the first time we ever met, and I remember perfectly. I was sitting in my living room, and I was watching TV, and I was on the floor, and I was painting on the floor. I was painting, and I was, just watching and minding my own business, and all of a sudden the door rang. And of course, that's something normal that happens because there's other people that live in my house because I have siblings. So I didn't think of anything of it. But the moment that door opened, something white and furry ran through like a speeding bullet and it headed straight for me. And I was unprepared for this because we didn't have any pets. We had turtles, I guess, but at the time. But we didn't have pets technically that would be roaming around. So this caught me quite off guard. This dog came hurtled straight for me. And I was unprepared for this, and he knocked down my cup of water, and it fell over my canvas, and it destroyed everything. And because of me, having the best luck in the world, it was watercolor I was working with that day, so it destroyed the entire canvas. And I didn't really like because destroy someone's painting. It was a bird, it was a blue jay, and watercolor, so you can imagine how that all just, melted into smudge or smudge. So pretty interesting. It looked ugly. Didn't want to use it ever again. Didn't touch it for a year. Then I reused it, but covered it up. So that was that. But that was the first impression of this little guy. And from then on, I was spending a lot of time with him, and he followed me around a lot. And I have siblings too, so someone would follow me around or cry when he wasn't with me. It made me feel cool, and, or you see, I have anxiety, and I have depression, and I have a bunch of other shit that I have to do. And I didn't think that having my buddy I was constantly alone. I was antisocial in high school, and I didn't really talk to anybody. The few people I did talk to, it wasn't really close. I never really told anybody anything about myself. I did have depression and anxiety, and I still do. And I didn't really have a lot of friends. It wasn't until later on that I started building friends, but a small group of close friends. And then I met Rocky. After, I guess, a few months passed by, we hang around me even more, and we didn't used to let him upstairs into my room or anyone else's room because we didn't know whether or not he just peed or anything like that. He wasn't trained exactly, but then we got him trained. I got him trained to be potty trained, I guess, and I took him out for walks whenever I could, and he slept with me. We would sleep in my room with me. He would sleep by me or on my tree, and he'd just be there, waiting for me. gone by. I didn't think it was a big thing until I thought about it, and I realized that dogs aren't just like, you know, they have that title man's best friend, or like, I guess everyone's best friend, right? But I didn't consider the fact that that could be true, or that could ever affect someone like me, you know? It was the last thing I ever expected, that he would actually really be close up to me. And a lot of the time, whenever I'm separated from him, I get anxiety because I worry about his well-being, because I worry that if I'm not there with him, I'm not there taking care of him, and I'm not the one that's there with him at the moment to feed him, taking care of him. Because I spend a lot of time with him, and he's like my baby, and I can imagine the worst case scenario, and I'd be terrified because it's fucked up. It's very fucked up to be like that, but I think of every scenario possible. I think of possible. I try to use that before I leave. Every time you want, I make sure that gates are closed, that he goes out to go pee or do whatever he has to do, and then that's pretty much it. And I'll let back in, and then before I leave the house, I make sure that he's fine and that he has something to eat and that he has water. So I've cried out my system. Hoping that I don't cry for the rest of this video. So the reason why I wanted to do this video was to show everyone, or to express how I really feel about Rocky and what he means to me, because he means an enormous amount to me. I care about him and I love him with all I wouldn't be here if I didn't have him. I wouldn't be here. I really wouldn't. Yeah. So sorry for all the crying. When I talk about him, just because I worry about him. And I really do care about him. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week.